Hello everyone. On the 3.22.1 EPTU there are a lot of changes. Here we have Hercule's changelog. Especially distortion damage of EMP and distortion guns has changed a lot. Most components are now absolutely immune against distortion damage except power plant and MFDs. All components except power plant and MFDs have now no more delay, a very high decay rate, a very high maximum 500,000, and recovery ratio is now 0. This means components are now basically immune to distortion damage. Again, exception are power plants and MFDs. No matter what kind of component you are looking at, here we have EMP devices, then we have quantum drives. I will just scroll down. Here we have shields, all stop, but all shields are now identical, no more delay, very high recovery rate, 500,000, and very high maximum, 500,000. You will never reach this with EMP. Recovery ratio is now 0, and shields have now resistance to distortion damage, 0.75 when power triangle is in neutral, and 0.95 when full power to shields. This means if you are taking 4000 distortion damage, on live you are taking 4000 shield damage, and if your shields are down, the rest of the damage is applied to your components. But now on 3.22.1 EPTU, you are only taking 1000 shield damage and your components are immune except power plant and MFDs. In default settings, if you are putting all power to shields, you are only taking 200 shield damage. And this is true for all shields, no matter what shield I choose. Bulwark, Castra, no matter the size. For example, size 2 full stop shield, no more delay, it's 0, very high decay rate, very high maximum 500,000, and ratio is now 0. Yeah, and resistance to distortion damage 0.75 with power triangle in neutral and 0.95 with full power to shields. Same with weapons, no more delay, very high decay rate, very high distortion maximum, and recovery ratio is 0. To compensate for this, CRT increased EMP damage on the EPTU, but we have a lot of problems. First, CRT, you have different EMP generators with the same name. This is not how you're doing this. This only leads to bugs and problems. You have to use different names for different EMP generators. More about this soon. Then Cyclone AA not increased, Hawk from 1350 to 2475, Warlock not increased, and Terrace and Sentinel from 2750 to 3300, and Raven from 2700 to 5500 because someone forgot that Raven has 2 EMP generators. You can fire them both at the same time. This means this, and this has to be corrected. And as always, Star Citizen is an alpha and has a long way to go. A lot of things will get balanced and changed in the many years to come. And this is an EPTU patch. It might or might not go to life like this. I guess CRT has finally realized the new meta is distortion guns. Most serious PvPers are using roughly 50% distortion guns plus 50% damaging guns. Sitting in a ship that was hit by distortion guns was not a good experience. Your shields went down way too quickly and then your components were down too, and if you are very unlucky, you were in 5 minutes deep shutdown. Well, you are dead long before this shutdown is over. However, I have to say that once again, this looks like throwing spaghetti at walls and check what sticks. This does not look like there is any plan, any concept when it comes to CRT. CRT never thinks in advance. CRT never thinks things through. Looks like CRT is just fighting fires, and this in year 12. I would have expected, actually years ago, that things like ship combat and flight model are nailed down a long time ago. But no, we are in year 12 and CRT is still just testing things and checking what works and what does not work. This does not bode well. Let me know what you think in the comments below and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.